It's time to wake up, freedom fighters. It's Groundhog Day. Same thing over and over again, and frankly, I'm sick of it. But yeah, nothing new under the sun. So, what are we going to be talking about? It's an update on the Texas situation. Civil war in America. It's just another day in Joe Biden's America. But, I did a past video just a couple weeks ago or something, a couple videos back, called, do your homework or something. It was a homework assignment to go watch the movie Bushwick, and the movie New Order. But Bushwick in general, had very similar, plot line to what's going on. And it was literally about Texas seceding from the Union and, attacking some, lib cities or something. I think it was based in New York. But yeah, now they're literally coming out with a movie called Civil War. So everyone knows what's coming. They're pretty much telling you what's going down. And everybody's been talking about it now. Like, every newspaper I've seen have a headline of it. Doesn't matter if it's left or right. They all pretty much wrote the same thing. It's on mainstream news now. Again, left or right, doesn't matter. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, they're all saying, Civil War is closer than ever. And I talked about this for how long. This audience probably has known that it's been coming for a while, but back in the day, they were like, oh, you're some kind of extremist, or, you're crazy. You're some part of some kind of fringe element. And now everybody's talking about it, and I wish I still had those old videos up, and I don't even think it was on this channel. It's probably on my other channel that got deleted, but, I was talking about this way back in, 2012. Yeah, and then, I'm sure Tim Pool has been known as, the Civil War guy. I don't know how long he was talking about it, but, I knew from a while back, this shit ain't gonna end well. But, yeah, let's get to the update. They're talking about, some kind of investigation into Mayorkas, or not an investigation, impeachment. And it's I really don't even know what's going on with that whole thing. It looks like theater. Listen to the wording that they use. I heard one of these politicians saying that, he's not capable of doing the job. Someone said he lost public trust. How about treason? How about sedition? How about you call him an insurrectionist? You see, they'll use these words against us, and they mean it. They'll throw you in prison for 20 years for shaking a fence. They'll kill you. And all they can say is well, he's lost public trust. He's, not capable of doing the job. And so what if they impeach? And I hear people saying all the time, too, I can't believe they haven't impeached Biden. And what good will that do? We saw them impeach Trump twice. It does nothing. All it does is put a stain on your record, and that's basically it. And it just gives you political points oh, yeah, we impeached him. It means nothing. And it might be different for members of the cabinet or other government positions, but, yeah, I'm not sure if it actually expels them or something. I think you get expelled from Congress. There's, a way to kick people out from there. But, yeah, so, it's not the same thing. Maybe if they impeach him, he does lose his job. But so what if they do? Are you just going to let him pack his bags and sail off into the sunset, to retire on a government pension? After letting 10 million illegals into the country? Get it together, Republicans. We're on the brink of a civil war, and you're still twiddling your thumbs playing games. And that's because these aren't serious people. It's a joke to them. And like I always said, it comes down to the big three. I can't remember what video. I think that was the John Mark video I did. But it was about controlled opposition and stuff like that, and psyops and all this stuff. But, I mean, it comes down to the big three. You're either scared, stupid, or complicit. And I'm always trying to weigh, what these people are and, all that. But, it's starting to look like they're all complicit, and they're just all part of this thing. And at the very least, the right is just there. At this point, they're just grifting on the last bit of America. Like, as it falls down to the very end of the collapse, they know it's collapsing. They know what the left's going to do. They're going to make their moves. They're taking over. And they don't plan on doing anything about it. They plan on grifting to the very end and doing their interviews and selling their books. I was on Truth the other night, and Trump was, tweeting out or truthing out. Sebastian Gorka's got a new book, and Kristi Noem's got a new book, and MTG's got a new book, and they all got new books. And I'm like, where do these people find the time to be writing this shit in this middle of the shitstorm we're in? And then, it's always, send us money and buy our books and, all this. It's like, man, it's over. It's time to get shit done. And I also did that video, Hail Mary, a 2-minute warning in the football game. Like, the urgency needs to be stepped up. We're at the end here. At the end of our rope. But yeah, I mean, back to this whole Texas thing. I've been watching some different channels, but Michael Yon is a really good reporter down there. I've seen him for a while. He's been on channels like Redacted. He's done interviews all over the place. But he says the same thing. The war is coming. He talks to these people coming over. And some of these people are cartel and all this stuff, and they're like, yeah, we're treating it like a war. And you literally have people for a while. I mean, I saw this years ago in Southern California. There used to be a channel called Grindal something. It was some kind of number. I can't remember. I don't know if you guys remember that guy. But he would go to these, South California, Southern California, like, board meetings and stuff. And these people would straight up tell you, like, we're coming to take over the country. And I think they were like from La Raza or something, which means the race. And they're like, oh yeah, we're exterminating your people and we're taking over California. And then there was people in Texas who call themselves like the new conquistadors or something. And they're like, oh yeah, we're reclaiming Texas. They'll come out right out and tell you about it. And you're supposed to somehow not act like it's a war. No, just stay in your homes, Americans, don't do anything. Of course. But yeah, I mean, so it's coming. And another channel I watched was JLR Investigates. I believe that's what it was. It might be TLR. I can't really remember. But he's doing a lot of good. And he comes on live. Like every couple days. Or it might be every day. But, I've just been browsing through. And he comes up live. And he'll show crossings on the border. He's been investigating some of the migrant holding facilities there. And there's actually a video where he came across a guy bragging to be Venezuelan military. So, and he shows pictures of him, in full kit, with his rifle and everything. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm here. This is what I'm about. Again, all these fighting age males coming over here to do what? And again, you're just a conspiracy theorist, you're just a crazy nut. It's real obvious what's coming. Yeah, and I mean, the whole thing is theater. We already talked about this, and I can't remember if it was JLR or Michael Yon, or a lot of people have been doing coverage on this, but they drove like a mile and a half away, and the other part of the border is open. So this whole, like, Eagle Pass and, come on down to Eagle Pass and, we're going to stop the invasion. The whole border is open. The invasion's happening all over the place. What about Southern Cali and Arizona and, all the other border points? It's not just Eagle Pass and Texas. So this whole funnel down to Eagle Pass seems kind of suspect. You got this group called God's Army going down there and Take Back America truck convoy. I don't know what good it's going to do. It's, they're not, and they've done this before. I don't know if you guys remember, they had a trucker protest before trying to copycat the Canadian protest, but they did absolutely nothing. All these people do is spend thousands of dollars in gas and they drive across the country. And then I think it was the last one was from California to DC. So all the way across the country. And then they bought a parking lot because they didn't want to cause any disturbances in DC. And they asked permission and they got permits and everything. And it's like, man, what the hell are you doing? I mean, like, this is, again, your modern day Patriots 1776 movement. Buying permits and, asking permission to protest. It's ridiculous. But, this is kind of turning into a rant. But, let me know what you guys think about it. And, I'm pretty sure it's all theater. And, it's going to turn into a unit party deal. They're already talking about, oh yeah, we're going to pass some kind of border deal to tie in Ukraine and Israel funding. Well, isn't that great? And see, that's how they get you to do it. They say, okay, well, yeah, we'll close a little bit of border. And of course, all they're going to do is close Eagle Pass. The rest of the border is going to be open. And they'll make you feel like it's a victory. Oh, yeah, we closed the border. And now we got to fund billions of dollars in a Ukraine-Israel aid package. This is how the Uniparty always gets shit done. And whenever I hear about bipartisanship, whenever you hear that word, oh, they passed bipartisan legislation, all I hear is swamp. All I hear is we the people getting shafted. Because that's what it is. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. And I heard something about the new speaker, Speaker Johnson, which is pretty much just McCarthy 2.0. He ain't going to do anything either, but he was talking about that. Yeah, we got to get something done to pass this aid package. And I'm like, yep, get ready to get shafted again. And then I actually heard him giving a speech on Mayorkas too, and saying, talking about, back what I was talking about when the words, the verbiage they use. And I've heard a lot of, prominent politicians, saying, this isn't a mistake. Mayorkas has done this on purpose. So again, why are you just going to impeach and let him walk away? Those sound like charges of treason and sedition. Those sound like things that you go to Gitmo for, if not worse. But this whole oh yeah, we always play nice. We don't want to do that. We'll impeach him and just, kick him out of the job and, we'll pat ourselves on the back, but nothing's going to happen after he just opened the borders and the invaders are here. So, I mean, yeah, that's what it is. Let me know what you think. But like I said, it's Groundhog Day, man. It's the waking up to the same thing over and over again. It's just crazy shit. But yeah, on that note, you know what I always say. We are on our own. No one's coming to save us. So get right with God, because only God can save you. Freedom Fighters out.